Next, the memoirs of a hippie, physician, and disease fighter. Fred de Sam Lazaro reports, part of our ongoing series, Agents for Change.
The shiny red T-Bird convertible is a nod to its owner's Detroit roots, but it's in San Francisco that he first made a name for himself. It was quite a name to begin with.
It's so arrogant to have a name like Brilliant that I put sometimes Brilliant and sometimes Not So, and that's what I sign.
The memoir Larry Brilliant is autographing chronicles a life of unusual journeys, a civil rights leader and anti-Vietnam War activist, and hippie who helped eradicate smallpox from the world. Today he's an advisor to Silicon Valley philanthropists who are helping him tackle other major diseases.
In the last 30 years, we've had 30 pathogens, viruses jump from animals to humans. We know some of them: SARS, MERS, swine flu, bird flu, Ebola, Zika.
It all began in 1969 in San Francisco, where Brilliant had come for an internship after medical school and volunteered to work at the recently closed federal prison on Alcatraz Island, which was occupied by a group of about 100 Native American protesters. That stint got him on the evening news.
Somebody from Warner Brothers saw me on television, and they called me the next day and they said, we're starting a movie in 2 or 3 days. We're going to be gathering at the same place I got off the boat, and it's going to be a movie about hippies and rock and roll. It's going to have the Grateful Dead and the Jefferson Airplane and Pink Floyd.
He joined the crew as a doctor. The film was a flop, but Brilliant became friends with some of the era's iconic figures.
What we have in mind is breakfast in bed for 400,000.
They included the Woodstock MC, who became famous in clown costume as Wavy Gravy.
This is Wavy Gravy. I am so honored to meet you.
Mr. Honored, pleased
I'm
to
Tom.
meet you.
At 80, Wavy Gravy has slowed only physically. The friends still gather often and recount their adventures, including a journey across Europe toward India. They had planned to feed flood victims in what was then East Pakistan, now Bangladesh.
And the idea was that we had so much media from doing the free kitchen at Woodstock that if we got there and started feeding people, that they would embarrass the government. My God, there's hippies doing it. We better do it better.
For Larry Brilliant and his wife Girija, this was a transformative journey. They became disciples of a spiritual leader or guru, Neem Karoli Baba.
Were you able to converse with him in Hindi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hindi was a big asset for the assignment the guru gave him to help eradicate smallpox in India and Bangladesh, which were among the last holdouts for a virus that had killed 500 million people through history.
Bad disease, most people thought it could never be eradicated. We had had a vaccine for 200 years. And what we were doing is we were vaccinating everybody.
That strategy worked in the West and developed countries, but could never work in India, he says, with a population then of 600 million people, some 20 million of whom were on a bus or train on any given day. The hippie doctor coaxed his way into the World Health Organization team that took a different approach, tracking down every single infected person and vaccinating everyone around them, creating a so-called ring of immunity so the virus couldn't spread. It was a Herculean task.
We had to visit every house in India every month for 20 months. We made 2 billion house calls, 150,000 people, doctors from 170 countries.
Smallpox became the first disease ever eradicated from the planet. Brilliant went on to become a leading expert on infectious disease, a consultant to the White House most recently when Ebola threatened to escalate.
What is it going to take to prevent an outbreak?
Today, Larry Brilliant chairs a group called the Skoll Global Threats Fund, which focuses on issues like climate change, nuclear proliferation, and pandemics. It is an affiliate of the Skoll Foundation, which also helps fund the NewsHour.
It's about detect and report.
These epidemiologists are setting up pilot studies to gather data in 28 countries, trying to determine early patterns of how a disease breaks out.
Wouldn't you like to create advisory panels and partnerships
with tech companies, major universities, EPID departments.
Brilliant has raised millions of philanthropic dollars for other efforts that include the Seva Foundation, an eye care charity now in several countries that he started with Wavy Gravy.
After the smallpox campaign, Larry Brilliant began forging ties in Silicon Valley, where he's been a kind of guru to many tech industry leaders, including the late Apple founder Steve Jobs. The two men met in the 70s here in India, where both had come seeking spiritual harbor.
We have Shiva and Krishna to welcome you.
The Brilliant's California home is replete with symbols that reflect an embrace of all major religions.
When I was with Neem Karoli Baba, he would always say sub ek. It
All
means
one.
they're all one.
That was the spirit of the 60s and 70s, he writes, when beautiful flowers blossomed alongside vicious weeds, an era that was neither all Martin Luther King nor all Charles Manson. For the PBS NewsHour, this is Fred de Sam Lazaro in Mill Valley, California.
Fred's reporting is part of the Undertold Stories project at the University of St. Thomas in Minnesota.